The shivers. I don't know, as a Terran player, I actually enjoy getting cannon rush because it's so damn easy to hold off. As a Zerg player, like, you know, if you don't expect it or if you don't get down there in time, some of those walls can be very tough to bust, but here we go, guys. Welcome back in. We're in game number 2. SaroVati up 1-0 after a quick little cannon rush right here. Down at the bottom left side of Overgrowth, we have coLHendralisk. Good friend of mine. By the way, a bit of a promotion for Hendralisk right here. If you guys are Zerg players or just enjoy really quality StarCraft commentary, be sure to follow Twitch TV/Hendralisk_. I feel like most people do know his channel, but if you guys haven't had a chance, do feel free to check it out and follow it. I consider Henry probably the most educational Zerg stream out of many. Like, you might, like, you know, watch somebody like J-Dong and you might get like some top pro games, like the top level, and like might get some entertainment out of that. But if you're looking to learn analysis and everything like that, don't go to Winter StarCraft, don't go to all those other, you know, Master, Mid-Diamond, blah 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 streams. Like, they're not worth your time. Come to Hendralisk's stream. The dude rocks it. You can learn so damn much, and watching his stream, like, it's an absolute joy. It's like watching State almost. It's like watching State if State commentated like a little bit more. Yeah. So he's of course facing off over here from Team Flipside on the top right side of the map. It's SaroVati. Forge Fast Expand opener once again. Do we have two? Yes, we got two workers. We do have two workers, but he doesn't see the hatchery just yet. This time around, we do have the pool coming down first prior to the hatchery, so I don't think there's much of an opportunity to cannon rush as he might have wanted to. So Hendralisk a little bit more on top of it this time around. Overlord was right over it. And that is the risk you take, by the way. That is the risk you take when you open up hatch first. You know, you're bound to get cannon rush, so you're bound to find yourself in a little bit of a troublesome position. It can be tough. It can be tough. So, oh, the game looks like we're actually going to see maybe a mid-game. Forge Fast Expand, of course, getting spotted out right now by Hendralisk. He'll have to get that Overlord actually out of the way. There we go. Spots it. Fly, my Overlord. Fly, get out of there. We get tickled down by a couple shots, but dude is seeing that hatchery. You know, as long as he doesn't see any pylons or anything crazy back here, we should see that third hatch coming up pretty soon. Now, for those that are, I see, like Uzi starting to ask, like, how do you get the cannons up? Well, I mean, just general wall. You got the pylon down again. It was hatch first as well, so it's not like he had workers. I mean, he didn't have early attacking units coming out any sooner than he could have. So, trying to pull up the drones, he had a nice little wall off that worked really nicely. Squeezed it only between the minerals. Only one cannon really did finish up, and by the time the second cannons were up, there wasn't really many drones to try to force them off. And yeah, it's just you start losing workers. It's a very downhill, slippery slope. Unless the only time really it works is like if that cannon finishes up and like 2-3 seconds later you kill it off. That's the only time, because you start losing those workers, man. That's a chaotic scenario you find yourself in. But see, I mean, hey, SaroVati is showing range today. If anything, we're learning and we're seeing a lot of range from SaroVati. We've seen the macro games, we've seen the cheese, we've seen the composition changes. He's able to play in all sorts of scenarios. So, you know, when you look at a player like that, very quality. He can play all races, he can play different styles, very versatile, sometimes very hard to prepare for as well. So, you know, just kind of keep those things in mind. Stargate getting thrown down. Most likely to go into Phoenixes. Might see one Oracle. Most of the time they're used for Phoenixes though at this point in the stage of the game. Personally, I actually really do like Phoenixes myself more than I do the Oracle, because they have a lot more potential in terms of damage and usage in games, at least in these scenarios. You're able to pick off drones, get out of there, snipe down queens. Oracle can really just basically pick off workers, and that's about it. Fly in, fly out. Phoenixes are a little bit more elastic. They have use that goes all the way from kind of this beginning stages all the way to the very end of the game. Roach Warren getting thrown down. 7 more drones in production for Henry. Speed underway. Mothership Core, of course, coming across the map to go check things out. Might try to deny some creep for the most part. That'll be able to do really any damage of any sort. Now I'm interested to see the Saravati. Does he decide to go for... nope, he goes for a third base, so... Already dropping the pylon, cannon, wall off over here. If he's able to get a quick third base up, this is going to be really good for him. Now I'm interested to see does Henry go for a quick influx of links to try to deny this base? Or go link roach? Because that does happen. If you've ever watched somebody like Leenock play or some of these very aggressive 2-3 base Zergs, then you'll definitely know that some of these Zergs, they don't shy away from putting a lot of pressure on a third base now. Usually a third base might come down a tiny bit later and you'll see just a huge influx of links, and there we go. We're seeing those links and roaches coming across the map. You need to do something. It's reactionary play, guys. It's natural reaction. Like at this point in the game, like StarCraft, we've developed to a certain point and extent where you need to have a split instant decision. You can't sit around and think about what you should do and try to get a little bit of a better read. You see that third base coming up, you know he put it up pretty early. You have a good. You already have the roach warren about done. Your speed is just about done with the links. You're flooding out a lot of units. Great time to put on a lot of pressure because this one cannon, with the help of the roaches, is not going to be able to last quite long. Even the lings, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. And now, what does Saravati have early out on the map? He's got phoenixes. He's got sentries. He doesn't have zealots. He doesn't have stalkers. He doesn't have anything that really could chase us down. Now he's going to put a force field up here, and that's going to wall himself in a sense. Here we go, starting to slowly work down. Here goes the cannon. Cannon falls, and now all these production facilities are next. Well, activates the photon overcharge, of course, knocks down the pylon, will depower the cyber core, even though he doesn't really need it. Meanwhile, comes back over here to the third base, and this third base is pretty naked. The phoenixes are going to try to help out as best they can, and the roaches as well, but now with that cannon down, he doesn't really have any ground forces that he could work with. All the lings are taking out the worker count. Saravati dropping down to 46, 45. Cannons get canceled down. He's trying to chrono boost the hell out of all of these units, these buildings, and trying to get some more units up of his own. I think I don't think he's going to tap out or GG out, but he's got no way of defending this. Henry's influx of units is just way too high now. Behind this, we saw another force come through here, some more additional links coming to help out, but Henry already transitioning. He's got a Hydralisk Den. He's got +1 underway, Burrow as well. So Henry with the 4th hatch as well getting added on. He's not going to be left for dead when all of these air units come across the map. And this is kind of bad for Saravati because he's got to think about right now, do I go for some sort of 2-base all-in? And I think he's going to be thinking about that. He doesn't really have enough time to put up a third base and comfortably transition, so he's just going to go for an all-in. 7 gates getting added on, so going for this heavy 8-gate Stargate play. Henry, he should, if he has an opportunity to scout this. We'll take a look at his vision right now. He doesn't know about the gates. That's scary. That is very scary. Third base gets canceled once again. I would be so scared right now. Blink is about done. +2 is underway. 8 gates out on the map. Yikes. I just hope Henry has an opportunity where he spots this ahead of time, because he's going to need some Hydras to help out. He's going to need some Hydras. Definitely going to need some more roaches as well. Well, he's got 17 Hydras in production. Hive underway. Hydra speed as well getting added on. Not going to mess around with that. Dropping the Spore Crawler ahead of time before everything else as well. Now, this huge set of units, they might be looking to take a third base right now, but no Observer. Huh! Is there a Robo? There's no Robo. Oh, no! Saravati! He's got to put up a cannon, or he's got to get an Oracle out for detection right now. Oh, this is going to delay this base so long. He's got to wait for the pylon to finish, and after the pylon, he's got to put up a cannon and wait for the cannon to finish. Dude. No bueno. I don't know. Again, you're kind of fighting for a little bit of your tournament life. The thing that it is, they're in the winners match. They're not in double elimination. It's double elimination, so even if Saravati loses this, he goes to a third match. Even if he loses this series, it's not like he is out of the tournament. He just falls down into the loser bracket. So that's not a bad place to ever be in either. I've seen a lot of good runs that come through the loser brackets in the past before, so you got to kind of play your cards a little bit. So Ling is still burrowed, no detection, still over at this third base right now. The longer this goes, the worse off it is for Saravati. Hendralisk is practically maxed out at this point. 191, 194, 193 to 112. Upgrades in favor, I want to say, of Hendralisk. Almost. Actually, no. Actually, Saravati +2. +2 missile is going to be underway pretty soon, though, for Henry as well. Now this time around, SaroVati is making sure to buffer up this third base area though with a lot more cannons. But like I said, the problem is it's not gonna matter. Like this base is coming up so damn late. The link finally gets cleaned out. The base is just getting started at 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Main base, if we take a look at it, it's going to bleed out pretty damn quick. And once he transitions from once the third base is up, he's basically going to be transitioning from two base to two base. He's not going to be going up to three base. Henry, meanwhile, with his saturation, he's done a pretty good job of splitting up his drones. He's pretty low on his main, so he'll be probably going from you know, three base to three base, maybe even to four. He's got the gold over here. A little bit of an engagement between the ramp area. Some lings are trying to filter on through over here. We'll pull them back for the time being. You don't want to really waste any units right now. Ultralisk Cavern just about done. 11 more workers in production. 10 roaches getting tacked on. Plus 3 missiles. Plus 1 carapace underway for our Zerg player. 6 spine crawlers. Where are they getting built? I guess all over the place. All over the place, literally. Hydralisk, meanwhile, grabbing a 6th base as well, going for the attack. Storm's kind of helping clear out some of these lighter units, and Henry's got to be a little bit careful. He does pull the Templars out of the way. The Hydra's doing quite a bit of damage, clearing out these sentries out of the way, and that's actually pretty big for him as well. He might lose this army, he might lose this engagement, but what he's doing, he's cleared out all the force fields, he's cleared out all the energy, and at this point, without the sentries, without the energy, there's no buffer for these Blink Stalkers to work with. One sentry manages to live, but man, what do you do if you're in SaroVati's position? You're about to deal with a 6 base Zerg, 6 hatcheries, dropping mad Zerg units all over the place. This is gonna be very soon something out of a Heart of the Swarm trailer. Just Kerrigan's just gonna pop out of a Nidus right under the natural, and just like units are gonna start flooding everywhere. Henry, of course, though, not forgetting about the static defense, getting his spine crawlers and spores up as well at his additional bases, but here comes the huge influx of units, and even if he doesn't want to yank anything out of that pack, he could just throw down blinding clouds as well. Angela's spreading out his units a little bit right here. We'll see if he can draw out any storms prior to the main engagement, and here we go. All of these units are starting to fall. Throws down the blinding cloud. Zalts are falling. SaroVati dropping in supply. Hydralisk is maxed out. More units flooding his way. Storm will hold him off for just a second. Another storm gets thrown down, but I do not think there's enough left right now in this game. Without the Templars, he's going to start yanking units left and right. Snags the Archons as they're forming. They should go down. They should go down. There we go. And all that's left are just cannons and stalkers. Ten lings, 9 roaches, 9 hydras, 17 roaches in production, plus 3 about to finish up, plus 1 carapace are already finished up. The final photon cannons are falling down. SaroVati trying his hardest to stay in this game, but you can't fight 100 supply down. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. When 66 of your 100 supply is sitting in workers right now, you can't fight against this. More charge lots coming into the fray, but he burrows the hydras actually right now. Templars are in the game, but they don't have enough energy for storms yet either. Starting to form Archons out of them before they even get a chance to discharge anything. Mothership core goes down. Third base under duress. John 71 supplies. SaroVati calling the GG, well played. Hydralisk moving on to the round of 8. One step closer to his paid trip.